What is going on with silver? When it should be skyrocketing to all-time highs, and then beyond that, far beyond that, because let's be real, the 48 all-time high in 2011 wasn't even where silver should be. It's going down. Why? After you've injected 40% of the monetary supply of the dollar within 1 year, the price of silver, the asset that is actually money, is going down? When you're going into a new Green Deal where you need more silver than ever before for these solar panels, for electric cars, for all these semiconductors, silver is used in electronics. You're bullish on Bitcoin like I am? Well, they use a lot of silver in the electronics that make Bitcoin. All of our devices, all of these things, they need silver. But silver price is going down? With all of this scenario going on here, it doesn't add up. You know, Perth Mint says that they have enough silver, but they have a limit on the amount that each individual family can buy. When do you have enough of something that you need to ration it for having enough of it? Like, what? Am I hearing this correctly, Perth Mint? Or are you just supplying the COMEX before supplying retail buyers? And that is why I chose this specific bar to bring out here. This is actually an authentic New York assay bar from New York Assay Office silver bar from 1951. This is back when our money used to mean something. And so there's so much to talk about with silver, but if you followed this channel for a while, you know that I make a bold play with conviction. And right now, silver and Bitcoin and platinum are my bold play with conviction. And I'm not wavering from my thesis. If it falls to give me even more of a better entry to be able to accumulate more, I'm going to do so. So if Bitcoin falls to 50,000, I'd like some more Bitcoin. And that's what I did. If silver falls, you know, from the highs down to 20, I'll buy more. Right now it's at 24 and I can't believe it's at 24. If it falls any more, it's just giving it away. It's just giving it away. So when there's blood on the streets, I just said this in the live stream and I want to reiterate it here. When there's blood on the streets, it really separates the wolves from the sheep. There's no better time to find out who's the wolves and who's the sheep when there's blood on the streets and the price of something is crashing. It's the best time to find out. And right now, if people are willing to get shaken out of their silver positions, then they didn't have conviction in the trade. You know, I don't believe the silver squeeze is nearly over. I think it's just getting started. You know, silver's in a unique place, and I just talked about this in the live stream that I guess was choppy, so I wanted to do this video and be able to put something out there that isn't, the quality is good. The market cap of silver is about 1.2, 1.4 trillion range. We don't know exactly where it is, but somewhere in that range. The market cap of Bitcoin is about the same, 1 trillion, wavering between 1 trillion, under a trillion, over a trillion. The market cap of gold is roughly 10 trillion. So 10x the figure of silver or Bitcoin. The unique space that silver is in the physical realm. In the tangible realm, it is affordable, and the market cap is low enough that the needle actually can get moved by the retail crowd. That's the interesting medium, the interesting place that silver is in, and why I am much more bullish on silver than I am of gold. Silver is not accumulated by central banks in the same way that gold is. They have the gold. They've had it for a long time. So silver is just in this unique spot where one bank can't really corner the market as much as JP Morgan is trying. They're trying, but one bank can't corner the market of a $1 trillion plus asset. What that tells me is what they're going to do is try to manipulate it as much as possible to accumulate as much as possible so that this scenario can't happen. And so when silver's going down, all that tells me is that the paper market is trying to manipulate the physical market. And you can print and you can print and you can print as many short contracts as you want. But at the end of the day, you can't put a short contract piece of paper into a car. You can't put it in an electric car. You can't put it in a solar panel. You need this right here. This is ironically from 1951, from the New York Assay Office of 1951, 70 years ago. Actually, exactly 70 years ago. Someone took a delivery for their silver certificates from the New York Assay Office to take this COMEX bar here. It's a 1,000-ounce bar. It's actually a bit more than 1,000 ounces. It's like 1,061 troy ounces. Why do I bring up a COMEX bar? It's a pretty cool COMEX bar, and it's great eye candy, clickbait, all of that. But also, Perth Mint and other mints are going to be feeding the COMEX, but then they're going to say they have enough silver and ration the public that wants to buy the silver and charge the big premiums to the public, but then feed the 1,000-ounce bars. You know, this is actually a pretty cool 1,000-ounce bar, but normally 1,000-ounce bars are the closest bars to spot price. So the cheap stuff is going to get given in bulk to the COMEX, while they are putting huge premiums on the small stuff, not only doing that, but then also rationing it on top of it. So things aren't adding up. Things aren't adding up. And there's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on. And if there's one thing that I want to do with this channel, I want to put the information that is genuinely from my heart and that I really believe in, so that it's worth sharing. That this content is worth sharing. If there was a problem with the live stream, whatever it is, we had all these theories going on in the live stream. But if there is something like that, I would really appreciate it if you could share these videos. If you could like the video so it gets out to more people. If you subscribe, it really helps our community grow and it helps this movement here. And thank you for doing that. For everybody that's been helping this channel grow, I really, really appreciate it. And I hope that this information helps you. The whole storm going on around silver doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense that you've increased the dollar supply by 40% within a year. So you've printed over $10 trillion. You got to remember, that's 10x. They have printed roughly 10x, an order of magnitude, more dollars out of thin air than silver's market cap. All the silver in the world. It's about a little bit over $1 trillion. And they have printed roughly 10x that and plan to print more. And you mean to tell me that the price of gas is going up, the price of our groceries is going up, the price of all commodities across the board is going up, but silver is going down? Gold's going down? While Bitcoin goes up. The only difference, the reason why Bitcoin is going up, and I do have a reason to talk about Bitcoin and relate it to silver, is it's not as controlled. They can't manipulate Bitcoin in the same way that they can manipulate silver through short contracts. You know, there is no, like JP Morgan, the fact that JP Morgan can be the custodian for SLV, the ETF SLV, is mind-boggling to me. There's like no checks and balances. And now they're putting new things in their prospectus. And it's just the whole system is so wrong. And the idea that this could go down when everything should be going up, should not only be going up, but should be skyrocketing. And I think smart money is getting out of the stock market and trying to put their money into safe haven assets. I think people are accumulating silver like never before. But they're trying to shake us out of our silver positions. And this is just my opinion, by the way. This is just my opinion, not to be taken as financial advice. Again, if you agree with my opinion, would really appreciate you helping get this information out there. For whatever reason the live stream wasn't working, if you could help grow this channel, I promise to not change my thesis. And if you don't believe me, go back in all of my videos. I have never deleted a video. My thesis has remained the same since I started this channel in July of last year. I haven't changed my thesis one bit. I think that silver is the most undervalued metal of them all. And I think the return on investment on silver will far outpace gold. I think that silver can actually, the needle actually can get moved on silver. But all of this gets compounded by the fact that silver is an industrial metal. And we are moving towards an electric age. You know, like I said, if you believe in Bitcoin, you need silver for these mining, for the mining operations to literally get your Bitcoin. You know, to use the devices that we use for the Bitcoin, you need silver for that. So I think the perfect medium is having tangibles and also having the digital as well. I think Bitcoin is the best for the digital realm. And I think silver is the best for the tangible physical realm. Ironically enough, they need each other, you know. And why would silver need Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin exposes things. Whether you're for or against Bitcoin, and a lot of us in this community are against Bitcoin, and respect to you. Even if you're against Bitcoin, the truth is people are trusting Bitcoin more than they are trusting the fiat currency. That's the truth. So if you think that Bitcoin is just, you know, a Ponzi scheme, it's just a digital Ponzi scheme, there's nothing to it, it's thin air if you take the Peter Schiff approach to it, well, that should get you even more scared to hold dollars. That should make you have even more conviction to be afraid of fiat currency. But even more so, it's not just about the dollar with Bitcoin, it's about all the fiat currencies. Because that's the whole argument, right? Oh, the reason the dollar index is going up, the reason the dollar is going up is because, you know, it's the cleanest shirt in the dirty hamper. They're all dirty shirts, but the dollar is the cleanest one of the fiat currencies. That's why it's going up. It's the best one. Bitcoin stands to disrupt all fiat currencies. So that means people that don't trust the euro are going into Bitcoin with their euros. People that don't trust the dollar are going into Bitcoin with their dollars. You know, all around all the currencies, they would rather have Satoshis than their currency. And this is even more compounded by places like Venezuela and places where the currency is really in jeopardy, severely in jeopardy, to the point where it's like pretty much non-existent. But anyway, all of this going on, yet silver's going down. And I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And I think that the Fed, I think my personal opinion is I think that Jerome Powell is lying through his teeth. I think Janet Yellen and Jerome Powell, they know exactly what's going on. And they think that you can just print money from thin air to fix all of the world's problems. And that's not the way that it works. And the way that silver is being falsely suppressed right now and going down, it seems like it, in my opinion, not to be taken as financial advice or fact here, my opinion, you know, it seems that the free market capitalist structure that we have is in jeopardy. Because in a free market, there is no reason why silver shouldn't be skyrocketing right now. They need it more than ever before. There is more conviction than ever before than to get out of fiat currency and into sound money. Everything around it, and then on top of it, the demand is exceeding the supply. You have big mints rationing the supplies that you can get. So that all doesn't make sense to me. And there's only so many places to park your money outside of the system. Silver's one of them. Gold's one of them. Platinum's one of them. Bitcoin's one of them. There's not that many though. And with all of that happening, it should be like a funnel going straight into silver. And I think that it's just a matter of time before the physical market needs the silver so much that they're going to pay a big premium despite the manipulated spot price being low. And Wall Street, by the way, has been doing this for a very long time. It's really the MO of Wall Street to be able to shake weak hands out. You know, they use their buying power, just like GameStop and everything that was going on there. Somebody finally, you know, flipped the script on them. But Wall Street, and I learned this from options trading, the options trading world is, you know, they find the weak that want to take, you know, the gambles, and then they use their buying power to suppress it, to short it down and take that premium away from them. And they do that. They've done that forever. So by seeing something crash really quick or fall down in price really quick or slowly even deflate over time, it damages the morale and it gets you to sell. That's what I think is happening with silver. I think there's an attempt to damage the morale to get sound money. I think that's what it is. And by seeing, you know, the Wall Street silver crowd jumping up over 50,000 members, or roughly 50,000 members at the time of me making this video, that tells me that they did that quick. From a marketing perspective, I got to give respect to this Wall Street silver Reddit crowd, because they did it within a few months. Got it to 50,000 members. And all that tells me is that there is now youth that is interested in sound money. All kinds of individuals are coming together to learn about sound money and learning that the only way out of this system is to legitimately get out of the system, to literally move money out of fiat and into silver, into gold, into Bitcoin, into platinum, all of these different mediums so that it's no longer devalued. What's sickening to me is all of the rules and the regulations and everything going on with our current structures and all the taxes, everything. But the worst thing that's ever happened to our society right now, in our current modern society, is working for deflationary wages that are going down with an inflationary currency that it's being paid in. I repeat, working for a deflationary wage that is paid in a diluted inflationary currency. A currency that has been injected with 40% of its total supply, whatever the amount of dollars that were out there, nobody really knows. I can tell you the exact amount of Bitcoin out there, but nobody really knows how many dollars are out there. Not even Jamie Dimon himself can come out here and tell us how many dollars are out there. Not even, Poof Powell himself can come out here and tell us how many dollars are in existence. Whatever amount of dollars were there a year and a half ago, it has been increased by 40% plus. The entire monetary supply. That shouldn't be possible. And you mean to tell me that this dollar is getting stronger and getting more respected? I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And I would be lying if I said that it doesn't dishearten me to see silver going down. But I have to go back to my thesis. I have to go back in my mind, pull out my thesis and read my thesis and go, this doesn't add up. This doesn't add up. And it's just a matter of time before the physical market can start to actually move the needle and dictate what the price of silver really should be. And what my message from this video, I can't say it's advice, it's not financial advice, but my message, let's say, is stick to your thesis and don't let the powers that be or whatever's the bigger power, whether it's a bank, whatever it is, shake you out of your conviction for a trade, whatever that trade may be. And for this situation, I think that it's the opportunity of all opportunities. Because realistically, if you have your money sitting in a bank, not only is that money just a digital number on a screen, it's not on any blockchain. They don't have any silver in their vault at Chase. They don't have any gold in their vault. They just have a number on a screen to show you. And then better yet, they're leveraging that number on a screen against you, putting it in the market, shorting things. That's what's going on with our money. We give them free loans, and when we want a loan, they make us jump through hoops. But yet here, where do you put the $1,400 stimulus check? It gets injected right into the bank. The bank can then do whatever they want with that money. It's not a reserve bank. And if you don't know what a reserve bank is, go back in my videos, and I have a couple videos on reserve banks versus, a regular commercial bank. Just to summarize it, is they don't hold the money there. They have no obligation. When you give them your money, they don't have any legal obligation to hold that money in some vault. It's just injected into their system, and they can do whatever they want with it, including, mess with the silver market. They can do whatever they want with this money. So of course they want more money to be printed. It's how they get away with this. Everything that's going on, the rich have just gotten richer. It's just sad. You'd think that the stimulus package is supposed to be to help those who are struggling, but it just made the rich richer. Because where did it go? Right into the bank. They get to do whatever they want with that money. We might spend it, but where do we spend it? We might go spend it at, a grocery store. But where does that money go? Right back into the bank. Where does the grocery store bank? With the bank, obviously. The money just gets put into their system. And when you put it into Bitcoin, if you put it into silver, you're taking it out of that system. And that's something they don't want you to know. And they want to damage the morale by seeing the silver price go down, by seeing gold go down, when realistically it should be shooting through the roof. If you had gone back 5 years and you told me when I was first starting in precious metals, you went, hey, Rob, the entire economy is going to get shut down. We're going to have this terrible year of shutdowns. and they're going to print 40% more dollars than they had in that short time span. And just, in 1 year. When I was first starting in metals, I would have looked at you and been like, well, silver's, like 200, right? No, silver's actually, it's only at like, 24. It actually fell back. It went over 30 for a little bit there. And then, they got really scared. They figured out how to short it down and bring down the price, and they brought it down to 24 actually. It's like, I would be dumbfounded if you went back to when I first started in the business like 5 years ago. It wouldn't make any sense to me. And so I hope I'm not rambling too much. I hope that there is some good information here, and it's definitely painful to see. I mean, right now, the price of silver, let me take a look. Keep in mind, it is still up. It is still up. Price of Bitcoin's right back at all-time highs pretty much. Yeah, silver's at 24.39, and it's just the fact that it just stays so there should be multiple dollar gap ups. It should be just sprinting way past all-time highs. The difference between 2000, basically the last all-time high with silver was 2011, which was the recovery from 2007. This is a far different situation here. 2007 was a housing bubble that triggered a stock market collapse. This is a currency bubble. This is injecting 40% of the currency when the economy is making nothing. We're not making stuff. We're just taking. We're taking from other people that make stuff, but we just digitally inject this money into our economy, and we just pretend that we have money. It's mind-boggling to me to see them inject that much money into the system, but then see silver go down. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up, and I'm not buying it. I think it's smoke and mirrors. And I think it is a distraction by the big banks to try to get us to let go of our silver on the cheap. And I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And I think that the premiums will continue to skyrocket, and I think the demand will continue to outpace the supply. But that's only when we see things like this Wall Street silver crowd growing. It's only when videos like this get put onto YouTube. And there's many videos other than mine out there. I hope that mine are worth your time and worthy of you sharing it to other people. It's worthy of clicking that subscribe button down below, hitting the like button. Got that like pillow. I even got, you really got to hit the like button if I got the like pillow, But in all seriousness, it does help this video get out there. And it helps this channel grow. And I hope that this message ends up helping more people, because I happen to think that the idea of increasing taxes and all of this on the public, while the public is being told, oh, no, inflation isn't that bad. If there is any inflation rate due to the dilution of the dollar, shouldn't that be a deduction? Shouldn't that be a deduction based on how much our currency has been diluted? If you have stored your money in the bank and trusted them, and then they diluted the currency that you're storing, does that add up to being fair? But then increase the taxes on that money that was already, it is so backwards, it makes no sense. And the truth is, not a single fiat currency has ever outlasted time. Inevitably, fiat currencies fail. And history has shown us that time and time again. And I happen to think that this type of a system can't continue, in my personal opinion. It just makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me. So sorry for getting off on a rant. Sorry for going off on tangents here, but it's very troubling that we work for wages that are overall deflationary as a whole for an inflated currency that is highly diluted. It's scary. It's sad. It doesn't make any sense. And I hope that this message helps you understand what sound money is, why guys like myself and all of the people in our community here are more interested in sound money and storing our capital in places that can't just be printed. That's really what it comes down to. Money should be something that's hard to get. Value should not come from thin air. It should be something that took real labor and wasn't easy to get. And the way that our world is operating right now is very scary. It doesn't make any sense. And so With that being said, I'm still bullish on silver. My conviction hasn't stopped with silver. I'm continuing to buy it, and I'm continuing to hold it. What do you do? That's completely up to you. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I hope they help in some way. See you at the next video. Signing out.